Welcome to Yoga with Stephen. This video is part of our meditation series. Do you sometimes feel hot and bothered, heavy and lethargic? Or perhaps do you sometimes feel overcharged with electricity from looking at screens, a bit too artificial, a bit too mechanical rather than natural and balanced? Well, if you do, this meditation is for you. So today we're going to be practicing the elemental breaths, where we alternate breathing through the nose with breathing through the mouth. And this is a form of pranayama, or breath awareness. It's a technique I first came across during a Sufi camp in the Swiss Alps by the teacher Pierre Zier. And this meditation is my personal take on these elemental breaths. So in this meditation we go through the four elements: earth, water, fire and air. And the four elements are an ancient, universal and archetypal way of looking at life. They're not an outdated scientific theory, they're an observation of the life force, and they contain at least three important pieces of wisdom. So the first bit of wisdom contained in the four elements idea is the reality that we're all made of the same elements, which ancient people would have observed in many different ways, particularly when someone passed away and they dissolved back into earth. So that's the first meaning of earth, water, fire and air, and that's the idea that was borrowed by modern science when it created the elemental table. The second idea in this vision of life is the idea that life is a process in which one form transforms into another, from earth to water to fire to air. And this would have been observed in nature, perhaps looking at a tree. So the seed starts in the ground, it is then watered on, then fire comes through the sun, it causes it to burst up into the sky, up into the air. And so there's the process of life, from earth to water to fire to air. And this idea was also borrowed by modern science with the four states of matter theory: solid, liquid, gas and plasma, basically earth, water, fire and air. And there's a third aspect, a third meaning to the earth, water, fire and air way of looking at life, and that is that that hidden within the natural is a sign of the supernatural. So the journey from earth to water to fire and air is seen as a journey from the ground to the sky, from matter to spirit, from heaviness to lightness, from grossness to subtlety, from the dark to the light, from death to immortality. And so this is the hidden teaching, bit of wisdom in the elements idea, which then goes into what was used to be called alchemy, the transmutation of matter into spirit. And so all of these ideas are embedded in earth, water, fire and air, and they're all profound ideas and in their own way true. So we're now going to begin our meditation. So let's start by closing our eyes, and we're going to start with the first breath, which is breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose in the natural way. And we're focusing on the element, first of all, of earth. So this is the moment at the beginning of our meditation to relax, to become earthed, to become rooted. And we get this feeling by sensing our pelvis sinking into the ground, plugging into the earth, becoming rooted in the here and now, the present moment. And it's very helpful at this point to think of our body as a mountain. If we are sitting in cross-legged position, you don't have to. You could be sitting on a chair, for example, if cross-legged position is not comfortable. But if you are in cross-legged position, you become aware that your body is in the shape of a triangle or a mountain or a pyramid or a wigwam. And as you're breathing out, you're getting a feeling of sinking down into the ground, becoming a mountain. Nothing to do, nothing to prove. Particularly as you breathe out, you are relaxing and letting go. Your seat sinking into the earth. Nothing to do, nothing to prove. Breathing out, letting go. Your stress is flowing down into the ground to be recycled by Mother Earth. And there's a second image we can use here, which is the image of a tree, and it becomes particularly relevant with our in-breath. So just as a tree rises up from the earth, we can think of our spine as the trunk of the tree, having sunk into the ground, put our roots into the earth. As we're breathing in, feeling that spine lifting up from the ground, it is like the trunk of a tree rising up. And so we can get this feeling of lifting ourselves up as we breathe in, becoming a tree, ascending, rising upwards, breathing out, letting ourselves go, becoming a mountain, eternally abiding, effortlessly. Our weight sinking into the ground, hugging us to the earth. Breathing in, we're feeling that buoyant energy as our spine opens, our chest opens, our head lifts. We're thinking of our posture, lifting ourselves up as we breathe in, letting ourselves go as we breathe out. That's the perfect blend of posture. So we're feeling awake and alert as we breathe in. We're feeling relaxed and soft as we breathe out, becoming a mountain as we breathe out, becoming a tree as we breathe in. And we've now practiced the earth element, and we're now going to move to the water element. And so for this breath, we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, as we breathe out through the mouth, try not to move your jaw, but just open the lips, because we're keeping physical movement to the minimum. So just open those lips and let the breath flow out of your mouth. Breathing in, you're breathing in through your nose, breathing out, out through your mouth. And as you breathe out through your mouth, you're imagining water flowing down over your body. We could say a waterfall, but that perhaps might be a little bit too forceful, perhaps more like a stream. But you imagine water flowing down over your body as you breathe out through your mouth. It's like magical water because it can flow inside your body and it can flow outside as well. Water represents getting into the flow. And water is also the cleaning agent, the cleaning element. So as it flows down your body, breathing out through your mouth. If it's a hot day, visualize and feel the coolness of the water as you breathe out through your mouth, flowing down the surface of your body, but also imagine it's flowing down the inside, cleansing your brain as it flows down over your face. It's flowing down your throat, inside and outside. The water's flowing through your lungs, cleansing your heart, flowing over the outside of your body as you breathe out. It's flowing down through your lungs and on the outside of your skin, all the way down to your pelvis and legs, cleansing your body inside and out. And there's another water visualization you can think of as you breathe in through your nose, and that's the image of a spring rising up within you. So as you're breathing out, water is flowing down. Water naturally flows down, but the one time it flows up is with a spring. So as you're breathing in, you can imagine a spring flowing up from within you, perhaps flowing out of your heart center, the spring of eternal life, perhaps breathing out. The water of life is cleansing you. Breathing in, the spring of life is flowing up and out of your heart center. Tuning into the water element, breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. And so now, having cleansed ourselves, we are going to tune into the fire element. And so for this meditation, we breathe in through the mouth and out through the nose. And the more we breathe through the mouth, the cooler our state becomes, the calmer we become. Coolness is associated with height, and heat is associated with being on the ground. So coolness is associated with expansion of spirit. So as you're breathing in through your mouth, you're drawing in that cool air, which is cooling your nervous system down. But at the same time, we are tuning into fire element. But this is the fire of light rather than hot fire necessarily. So as you're breathing in through your mouth, gently opening the lips, imagine that energy is causing a flame to be sucked up your spine. So as you're breathing in through the mouth, you're feeling a flame being sucked up your spine, and it's going through the colours of the rainbow, going through the 7 chakras in the body: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white at the top, through the 7 chakras, base of the spine, reproductive centre, tummy, heart, throat, middle of the brain, top of the skull. As you're breathing in, you're drawing up that flame up your spine, being sucked up by that air that's flowing in. And as you're breathing out, you're going to imagine you're now radiating rainbow colours of light from your spine, like the unfurling wings of an angel, or perhaps the wings of a phoenix rising from the ashes. So as you're breathing in through your mouth, you're sucking that light up your spine. As you're breathing out, you're radiating light, your light wings, your wings of light, rainbow light, lifting your soul and spirit higher, tuning into the colours of the rainbow, breathing in through your mouth, breathing out through your nose, feeling the light rise as you breathe in, feeling the light radiate from your spine as you breathe out, like the wings of your soul as your soul begins to ascend. And so now we're going to transition into the air element as our soul ascends. And in this element, we're breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth, the coolest of the breaths. Feeling our energy more light, more subtle, more cool, more expansive into the air element. And as we're breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth, let's visualize a leaf floating in the wind, falling from a tree. Visualize a feather floating in the breeze. Breathing in through the mouth, breathing out through the mouth. An eagle circling a mountain top on rising currents. Feeling that light feeling of the air, light and free. Becoming the eagle circling the mountain. And now we're going to return to breathing in and out through the nose. But now we're in the element of space. We're in the subtly buoyant state of the soul. Perhaps we transition from being an eagle to being an angel. Feeling that luminous emptiness. that silent that rings with the cosmic Om or the great Amen. That blissful feeling of buoyant being, the incredible lightness of being that makes our heart sing like the buzzing of a bee, extracting the nectar of life, the honey of life, the blissful state that is completely free. If we only tune in to the essence, the current, the presence of the one being. And so, having lifted ourselves above the conditions of life for a moment, we're going to return to our responsibilities with new energy. Thank you so much. Namaste.